Indonesia is currently experiencing stable economic growth averaging around 5% with a young and productive labor force. The government has an ambitious target of reaching 8% growth by the end of the decade, though this is viewed with skepticism by many analysts. Here are some key strengths. Steady growth rate, approx 5%. Large, young and productive workforce. Abundance of natural resources, for example nickel, palm oil. Seen as a prime destination for companies diversifying supply chains away from China, China plus one strategy. Major challenges, global uncertainty, navigating shifting global trade dynamics and tensions between major powers, US, China, EU. Struggling to meet the EU's strict regulatory standards, though a trade deal is close, partly driven by the need for new partners. China, a crucial trading partner, 27% of total trade, but faces challenges from flooding of cheap Chinese goods and concerns over Chinese dominance in key sectors like nickel processing. US, benefiting from trade redirection from China due to US tariffs, but must adapt to US regulations and standards to capitalize fully. Domestic policy, austerity. Significant government budget cuts, $19 billion to reassure investors, are slowing public consumption and infrastructure spending, potentially impacting jobs and growth. Free meal program. A popular but expensive and logistically challenging populist program. Critics argue it may be regressive and misdirect resources from existing more effective programs. Sovereign Wealth Fund, INA. Concerns exist over a lack of oversight and the potential for the $900 billion fund to be used for political favors or non-viable projects rather than commercially sound investments. The resource curse. Despite natural resource wealth, Indonesia has struggled to translate it into broad prosperity due to a sometimes complacent economy, a challenging business climate, and incentives focused on obtaining permits rather than innovation and moving up the value chain. Indonesia is attempting to carefully balance its relationships with the US, China, and the EU. The government under President Prabowo is seen as externally savvy and is pursuing regulatory reforms to attract investment from all sides without being pulled too firmly into any one sphere of influence. The current global uncertainty makes finding new partners a priority. In conclusion, Indonesia is in a position of strength with solid growth and valuable resources, but faces significant external and internal challenges in managing trade disputes, domestic austerity, ambitious social programs, and investment oversight to achieve its high growth targets and ensure sustainable, broad-based prosperity.